Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode number 2141. We're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. As you know, today, this episode of Dynamite just occurred about almost a half an hour ago. Was the final Dynamite before Dynasty this coming Sunday. That's right, Sunday, it's Dynasty. And as you know, also, I forgot to mention this on my last video. I'm about 1.5 days away from going on vacation, as you know. I got tomorrow to work, and then Friday, as of Friday, April the 4th, 2025, 11 a.m., I'm officially on vacation until the 14th of April. And that means we'll be heading into WrestleMania. That's right, baby. WrestleMania. I can't wait for WrestleMania. Time to go to fill my Arcadia or something. I don't know. I'll make up something stupid anyways. But, you know, I've always enjoyed professional wrestling. Have a lot of fun with the storylines and feuding with whom. Dream matches, dream teams I make up. It's pretty cool, man. So, whether you like it WWE or AEW, it doesn't matter to me. I like watching wrestling. I watch on TNA, and I watch TNA as well. You and me. Man, it's almost not time for me to go to bed, but listen, I got a lot to do before I go to bed, and this is one of them. All right, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with the Mixed Tornado Tag. Will Nightingale went up and teaming up with Swerve Strickland. Went up against Maria Shafir and John Moxley. These two teams beat the you-know-what out of each other. But in the end, Swerve Strickland and Will Nightingale pick up a rare victory over the Death Riders. Not like the Death Riders have suffered losses before. But when it comes to the caliber of John Moxley and Maria Shafir, you know what it is? Maria Shafir has not wrestled much. All she does is carry this stupid briefcase that holds Moxley's title. That's been the inexperience, and Will Nightingale's been wrestling kind of like nonstop almost. So, but John Moxley doesn't like losing. Being the sore loser that goofball clown is, he decides to hit his double arm DDT on Will Nightingale, prompting Prince Nana and Swerve Strickland to go in the ring and chase off the Death Riders. I mean, oh goodness sakes, man, I'm tired. Anyways, so after the matchup though, Strickland and Prince Nana check up on Nightingale, and they have a trainer out there with her. Well, Renee Paquette interviewed FTR, and in a strange, FTR had to check up $10,000. He was fined for assaulting Paul Turner, and he asked Tony Khan if he can present the check to Paul Turner himself, and Tony Khan felt it was okay. He handed it to Paul Turner, the referee, the check. He explained, he apologized, and it means a lot. Thank you very much, and walks away, and then he tried to apologize to Cash Wheeler, but then he went to go hug Cash Wheeler. Was like, wait a minute, we're fine for now. We're fine at Dynasty, but afterwards we need to talk. So it doesn't matter if they win the trios titles or not. I'm sure Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood might have a lot to talk about. Meanwhile, a non-title matchup, the timeless one, Toni Storm, the AEW Women's World Champion 4 times over, against Penelope Ford, and Toni Storm did pick up the victory over Penelope Ford in a great matchup, as she found retribution for what Penelope Ford did to her this past Saturday night in Collision. Megan Bay comes out and after the matchup to get Penelope and have a stare down with the Timeless One in the middle of the ring. What will be in store for the Timeless One come this Sunday? I'm hoping the Timeless One comes out on top, because what Megan Bay needs is a freaking sword and go for the honor of Grayskull and look at Toni Storm like she's freaking Hordak if she even has a chance. Or you can find a male to counter Luther and get Bo to do your dirty work or something. For those of you kids out there, what I want to know what I'm referencing is She-Ra. Look up the name. Trust me. Well, they set the brackets for the Owen Hart men's and women's tournament. So, and in the men's tournament, there is one wild card for Hangman. One wild card. All right, and for the women's tournament, all filled up. So, now here's what the women's bracket is going to look like. On the left side of the bracket, Jamie Hayter will go one-on-one with former Ring of Honor women's television champion Billy Starks. And in fact, Jamie Hayter is also a former AEW Women's World Champion. Meanwhile, another former AEW Women's World Champion in the tournament, Thunder Rosa, goes up against former TBS champion Chris Statlander. Former TBS champion on the right-hand side of the bracket, it's a battle of TBS champions, former and current. As Julia Hart, the former TBS champion, goes one-on-one with Mercedes Moné. And finally, on the right-hand side of the bracket, Harley Campbell will try her luck in the tournament, but she's drawn a tough card as she goes up against the longest-reigning Ring of Honor Women's Champion in Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon in the WWE. Meanwhile, on the left side of the bracket for the Owen Hart Men's Tournament, Will Ospreay going up against Kevin Knight will go up against Kevin Knight. Brody King will go one-on-one with Konosuke Takeshita of the Don Callis family, and the Conglomeration's Mark Briscoe will go up against the Protostar Kyle Fletcher. And Anna Pierce will face a wild card. We don't know who that wild card is. Now, rumor has it that Josh Alexander did sign with AEW. If that's the case, could it be him? Could it be somebody from New Japan? Could be somebody from, I think CMLL is what they're working for. Or could be somebody returning from injury. Who knows for sure. And so Renee Paquette interviewed Strickland while checking on Will Nightingale. Strickland said Nightingale's gonna be okay. And he said he's making a vow to find Jon Moxley. Meanwhile, MVP and Bobby Lashley come out to address the tag team title situation to the Peoria crowd. MJF interrupts Lashley MVP. Lashley says, "I don't like you. We don't need you." And then you better get out of the ring right now. And MJF goes, "I'll talk to you later, MVP." And I'll see. He's not going to get out of here because Peoria sucks. In other words, he doesn't like the city. The fans boo MJF and all that. MJF, if I heard him, I would choose my words carefully because he's going to get his butt kicked if he's not very careful. Meanwhile, Big Bill and Brian Keith come out to confront MVP and Lashley and challenge them once again for the tag team titles. Now, I got to find out the team name that went up against Big Bill and, let's see, he beat the Celtics. That sucks. Oh, I don't like that one. Let's see what I can hear. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. And And let's see. Let's see what I can do here. Give me a second here. Oh, I know what to do. AEW Dynamite results. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Winners, losers. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, oh, I think Jay White must have got hurt. And Kevin Knight took his spot. You know, because Death Riders attacked the Switchblade. That's right. And then let's see. We got and they're just called local competitors. You know, that's what it is. Come on. Give me a second, folks. All right, I'm just going to call those two local competitors the poor saps, and then Big Bill and Brian Keith won a challenge for the AEW Tag Team titles. So for Dynasty. Meanwhile, Renee Paquette interviews Mercedes Moné as she tells Moné that she's going one-on-one with Julia Hart, but then also she'd be teaming up with somebody and at Collision this Saturday, going against Julia Hart and Athena. Guess who is teaming up with Mercedes Moné? The lovely Harley Cameron. She brought out the Monet puppet, annoying the heck out of Mercedes Moné. I think it's going to be starting another feud between the two of them. Who knows? And Harley Cameron comes in to interrupt Mercedes Moné. Moné runs away, and Mercedes Moné puppet. And, oh, it's hilarious. Love Harley Cameron. Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight will go one-on-one with Blake Christian and Big Shotty. No, not one-on-one. Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight team up against Blake Christian, Big Shotty, Lee Johnson. Knight and Ospreay picked up the victory. In fact, Jay White was supposed to be in the tournament, and I think the Death Riders attacked him, and that's why Kevin Knight is taking his spot in the tournament. And Tony Schiavone interviewed both Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay, and their match in the quarterfinal for the Owen Hart Cup tournament will happen at Dynasty, as well as Mercedes Moné go one-on-one with Julia Hart. That match will also happen at Dynasty this coming Sunday. Then you got, let's see. The Ops addresses the formation of the group, why they exist, and they said, I hope we don't catch you lacking. Brody, and now here's a battle of big meaty men slapping me, as Big Meat, he would say. Brody King went one-on-one with Lance Archer. Don Callis, a.k.a. the Hot Dog Head, has joined on commentary, but he gets involved during the matchup. What the heck he tried to do? To grab the leg of Brody King? Let's squash that head flat, boy. But it didn't do any good because Brody King ended up winning the matchup. But then the main event, it's time, there's too much talk. It's time for the main event. Or he said, that's enough talk. It's time for the main event. And as Cope went one-on-one with Claudio Castagnoli in the main event, Claudio tries to bring in chairs to hit the concerto on Cope. Referee Bryce Remsburg says none of that crap. And then Edge was not looking. He low blow Claudio Castagnoli. And Cope went with the spear, 1, 2, 3. Cope ended up picking up the victory. Then Renee Paquette would interview Strickland again and says, with all due respect, I gotta go find your husband. And then the Death Riders, all of them jumped, swerved, and then slammed him through like a glass container, and it shattered the glass. They dragged him out, said, bring him to the ring, I got something for him. And they would continue to pound on him in the ring. And then William Yuta grabbed a bucket by orders of Jon Moxley. Moxley poured it out with some shards of glass, and then Moxley hits the power bomb. Claudio Castagnoli hits the power bomb on Moxley, but Moxley sat up like he's freaking Undertaker and just started laughing and freaking out the Death Riders. So that's what the deal was for the final Dynamite until Dynasty, the final episode until Dynasty. So I will see you guys later. That's all the time we have on the show. Episode 2041. Tomorrow we got Press Your Luck. We got Rant and Rave, TNA. We got good stuff. Like I said, 1.5 days away from vacation time. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.